Hari Om. This is an English translation of a special session with Swamiji, where he has addressed the various mental conflicts of his disciples with an intent to correct and reform them. This session was hard hitting and intense and needs the listener to employ his introspection, honesty, and open mindedness to absorb his teachings in the right spirit. Swamiji has often come across a few people who feel hesitant to surrender to the spiritual practice given to them and also to the teachings and instructions given by the Guru. In this regard, he first proceeds to explain to us that there is a difference between the act of surrender and the act of slavery. Many of us are going wayward in fear that in order to evolve spiritually, we have to turn into slaves for the Guru. This is far from the truth, and it is also a distorted understanding of things. Surrender is a willful act done out of deep trust in the Guru's ability and pious intention of helping us. We surrender to the Guru because we need something from him. We need his love, his protection, and his guidance. A Guru never needs us to surrender. In fact, he is so self-sufficient, he never needs or even expects anything from his disciples. On the other hand, slavery is the very subversion of our rights against our will. It is employed out of an intent to exploit the slave. It is an act of selfishness on the part of the master. Also, we must understand that the end goal of surrender to the Guru is simply our own spiritual benefit. Self-realization will truly set us free. On the other hand, the end goal of slavery is to totally destroy the freedom of the slave and keep him bound to his master forever. Swamiji nudges our conscience to understand this and correct our distorted mindset towards the act of surrender to the Guru. He then moves on to the next aspect of distorted mentality of some spiritual seekers. To understand it simply, he gives us an analogy. Imagine that one day we willfully offer our services to our nation. Accordingly, we are trained and commissioned in the armed forces of that country. We are fed, clothed, and even armed by the nation to keep us battle ready. Now one day, the moment of reckoning arrives and we have to fight the battle to defend the sovereignty of our motherland. But we end up giving up our arms and running away from the battlefield. What do you think will happen in such a case? Of course, we will be court-martialed and our cowardice will be marked on us for life. We will never again be given a chance to enter the armed forces. Similarly, Swamiji explains that the act of surrender is only possible by the brave-hearted. If we profess our grand allegiance to the Guru today and run away from his teachings tomorrow, we run away from his shelter, his guidance, out of sheer selfishness, then we will be court-martialed by the divine itself. Running away here means various acts of selfishness on the part of the disciple. This includes, but is not limited to, giving up the spiritual practice in defiance to the Guru, indulging in acts of self-harm like consumption of addictive narcotic substances or even alcohol and other vices. It also includes the grave and unpardonable sin of ending one's own life. Guruji gives us a stern warning against doing mindless acts like these. He says, when a person ends his life, his soul is condemned to the lowest realms of spiritual evolution for eons. It takes him crores of years to begin the soul journey all over again, starting from life of insect, critters, or other such animals. If the person is too stubborn, then he is condemned to be reborn as a tree. This is because the divine law punishes him for throwing away the golden opportunity of self-realization which was given to him through a human birth. Therefore, one must be extremely cautious not to waste away this human life that he has received from the divine. Swamiji says that everyone's life is fraught with some or the other challenges, be it a child, an adult, or the elderly. Everyone has some challenge in their life. To walk on the spiritual path with deep faith and undying trust in one's Guru, and to live through these challenges with courage is no small feat. The first step on this glorious spiritual journey begins by the act of surrender. And therefore, he exhorts us to think carefully and decidedly before surrendering to the Guru. As once we do it, there is no turning back. Having taught thus, Swamiji now asks us to reflect on the aspect of our expectations from the Guru. We often feel that our Guru should give us more love, more attention, more time, and more energy. We want to stay closer to him, and we almost exercise that right on him through our thoughts and sometimes even also our actions. But have we ever asked ourselves this question? That despite there being so many more people in this world who are more intelligent, intellectual, qualified, physically abled, spiritually advanced, and genuine and desperate seekers, why should we qualify for our Guru's grace and guidance? What qualities have we nurtured within ourselves that has made us more desirable to the Guru? Or whether do we even have any quality that makes us meritorious in Guru's eyes? A true disciple continues to work on himself, patiently but persistently, to develop within himself spiritually meritorious qualities. To conclude the session, Swamiji gives us a few benchmarks to measure up to in our life and a few cardinal truths to remember. Number 1, surrender only if you wish to. The Guru doesn't ask you to do it. Number 2, surrender is never done through mere words alone, words that profess our commitment and devotion to the Guru. Surrender is really expressed through our actions, behaviors, and attitudes. Number 3, surrender is an act of courage, completely unlike a cowardly act of submission in slavery. The fourth and the last is that the divine will test our spirit of surrender through various life challenges. We will be like a slab of marble. If our surrender to the Guru's vision and will is complete, he will carve us, throwing away the excess and unnecessary, and turn us into an image of God himself, just like an idol which is worshipped in a temple. If, however, there is defiance and resistance to the Guru, we will merely end up as that unrelenting slab of marble that is relegated to the staircase in the same temple. In the end, Swamiji leaves us with these profound words of wisdom. He says that our wayward acts and vices will seldom get us freedom. Eternal bliss, peace, and devotion is our real freedom. It will truly set us free and give us the wings to take the flight into the infinite. Hari Om. This satsang was given to us by our Guru, Swami Shri Nisprispandanji. It was translated from Hindi to English, so it is possible that there may be some shortcomings in the translation. If you have any questions or something was difficult to understand, please leave them in the comment section below. If you would like to be initiated into Kriya Yoga, you can contact us on our email ID nisprayogkriyayog@gmail.com or on the WhatsApp numbers displayed on your screen. We correspond in English, Hindi, Finnish and Marathi. This is the Nisprayog Kriya Yoga team. Jai Guru, Hari Om.